Ate. Welcome to session 15. You can manage stress. We are your lifestyle coaches. I'm Ross Barber with Carol Percy. In this session, we'll be focusing on how the stresses in life can work against us and our native lifestyle balance goal. This week, we will talk about how to prevent stress and to cope with stress we cannot avoid. Come up with an action plan for either preventing a stressful situation or coping with it.
Hope you weighed yourself and graphed your progress on your How Am I Doing graph for weight and activity. Let's check in with Betty's weight loss progress. Betty lost another pound this week, so weighs 188 pounds. So let's graph 188. We'll put today's date. And then here is 190, so 189, 188. Move all the way over. And here's 188 pounds. Betty is only 2 pounds away from her 7% weight loss goal of 186 pounds. Very exciting. Betty completed 150 minutes of activity this week by continuing to walk on her work breaks. She took one walk over the weekend, and she spent one evening again doing strength training at the fitness center. So let's graph Betty's achievement of 150 minutes of activity this week. We'll put the date down here, and then this line represents 150, so we'll graph her dot right here.
Everyone faces pressure, whether from other people or ourselves. These pressures influence the way we feel, think, and make decisions. The tension that develops and responds to these pressures is stress. Any change, good or bad, big or small, can cause stress. Stress is a natural part of life.
Big changes or events in our life, like getting married, having a serious illness, or changing jobs, can cause stress. Even small events like losing our keys, having a birthday, having a flat tire, or running errands can cause stress. Notice that not all stressors are negative. An event like a Kinal Da is a positive event that causes stress. The Kinal Da itself is a positive honoring of a girl's maturity. The stress comes from not knowing exactly when the Kinal Da will occur, so the ceremony causes a disruption in your normal routine. Additional stress comes from all the decisions to prepare for the ceremony, the gathering all the things needed for the ceremony, the loss of sleep during the ceremony, and worry about how the cake will turn out.
Let's look at page 3 in your lesson and take a moment to record the kinds of situations that makes you feel stressed. I was stressed this week trying to meet the deadline at work. Betty shared with me that one of her kids was sick and couldn't go to school this week, so she had the stress of unexpectedly trying to find a babysitter. Paying bills is very stressful for many people, especially when an unexpected event like a car repair happens or when the family or friend asks for financial help.
When I am stressed, I sometimes get a headache, I feel muscle tension in my neck, and I can't sleep. Many people react to stress by changing their eating and activity habits. Some people eat and drink too much as a way to deal with stress. Others may stop eating when stressed. Some people become inactive and withdrawn when in a stressful situation. When I am stressed, I eat differently by treating myself to a sugary food. And if the stress takes time to deal with, I might run out of time and skip my daily walk. These changes in my daily habits decrease my chance at lifestyle success.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and this is certainly true when it comes to stress. The best approach to avoiding the effects of stress is to prevent stress whenever you can. Some ways to prevent stress are listed on page 4. The first idea is to practice saying no, whenever possible. Say no when someone asks you to do something you do not want to do. Say yes, only when others want you to do is important to you. Saying no can be hard. Saying no can cause stress, but that stress is usually short-lived. If you say yes, you may have hours, weeks, or months of stress as you complete whatever you agree to do.
Another way to avoid stress is to share some of the workload with others, both at home and at your job. Delegate what you can to someone else. For example, your spouse and children can help clean the house, prepare meals, and do laundry. A coworker might be able to help with an overwhelming work project. Sharing work does not mean you are being irresponsible. Giving responsibility to others, even if they are not as experienced as you, gives them a chance to learn, participate, and gain experience. Do not expect those helping you to be perfect. Criticizing those who are trying to help can create another source of stress. Instead, thank them for their efforts and be patient as they gain skills.
Another tip to reduce stress is to set goals you can reach. Sometimes we create our own stress by trying to be perfect. If we set reasonable goals, we are more likely to succeed. When we succeed, we are less likely to feel stress. Remember, we talk about this when we focus negative thoughts. If we try to be perfect, we probably will not succeed. Take a good look at the demands you are placing on yourself. Ask yourself, am I expecting myself to do more than anyone could possibly do?
Take charge of your time. Make schedules that are realistic. Do not schedule yourself to accomplish in 30 minutes what realistically will take an hour. Take a good look at your to-do list, eliminate what is not necessary, and give yourself a realistic amount of time to accomplish the rest. Get organized. Chaos is stressful and inefficient. Devote some time every day to getting organized, and you will save time and stress in the long run.
Use the 5-step for solving problem that we discussed in session 9. Continue the problem-solving process until you find a solution. Sitting on a problem can cause even more stress. Instead, solve the stressful problem and move on.
Plan ahead. Think about the kind of situations that are stressful for you. Those situations put you at high risk for unhealthy eating or skipping activity. So plan ahead for how to handle these situations or work around them. For example, are the holidays especially stressful for you? If so, plan some ways to make your life easier during the holiday season. Maybe you could buy healthy frozen meals to have on hand for some particularly busy days. You might decide that you don't have to put up as many holiday lights and you can spend the saved time relaxing instead of fussing with decorations.
Keep things in perspective. Remember your purpose. Maintain a positive attitude. Think of all the good things in your life. Remember why you joined this program. Reach out to people who can help. Think about who you can turn to for support. Ask supportive people to help when you are overwhelmed or need someone to encourage you.
Be physically active. Many people find that being active helps them cope with stress, makes them feel more relaxed, and helps them manage stressful situations more smoothly.
If none of these ideas are useful and we cannot avoid stress, there are some tips on page 5. Try to notice that if you feel stress as early as you can, we talked in session 9 about the action or the behavior chain and the importance of breaking them as early as possible. The same is true of stress. If you recognize the sign of stress early, tight neck muscle, stomach ache, you can take positive action to manage the stress. With an early recognition of stress, you may avoid some of these harmful consequences of stress, such as overeating or being inactive.
There are some simple ways to manage stress. Take a 10-minute time out. Stop what you're doing and take a few minutes for yourself doing something helpful that does not involve food. During the timeout, you could move your muscles by stretching or walking. The distraction of movement and the breathing with movement can make you feel better. Most of us tend to hold our breath when we are stressed. This creates more tension in the body and mind. So when you catch yourself feeling stressed, try deep breathing. Take a full deep breath, then exhale while you count to 5. Try deep breathing, Roz, while I give you the clues. Take a deep breath in. Now slowly exhale as I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Repeat a few times until you feel more calm. You could also pamper yourself in a way that does not involve food. Take a hot bath, manicure your nails, massage your shoulders or neck, read a magazine or say a prayer. Do something to take 10 minutes for yourself.
Navajo tradition and beliefs can help to manage stress. What my parents taught me is not to sit there and let things get to you. Go on top of the hill, take a deep breath and look around. I was taught that the holy people come up early in the morning to give up blessing. So if you get up early to be there and meet the holy people to get your share of blessing, being spiritual through praying each day helps people decrease stress.
Reach out to someone you can trust to talk about the stress you are feeling. Think about a person who will listen in a non-judgmental way, keep your confidence, and offer helpful advice when you ask. Then make an effort to stay in contact with that person so you continue talking. Talking can help you feel more in control of your feelings. If you hear yourself using the words should have, remember the hints from session 11 about talking back to negative thoughts.
We understand that this program itself and the lifestyle change you are working towards may cause stress. Changing your behavior and managing those changes in your family can create pressure and tension. The handout on page 6 describes some native lifestyle balance stressors and offers ideas to manage the stressors. Look down the list to find the things that are helpful to you. I like the idea of saying no to an invitation that are not important to me and having a discussion with a coworker while we take a walk.
In Roz and my native lifestyle balance coaching experience, a lot of people talk about financial stress. So let's make an action plan about financial stress. Let's say your brother stops by to ask you for money to help pay a bill and says he will pay you back next week when he gets his paycheck. You know you have given him money before and he has not paid you back. You also know you have a tight family budget. You feel a family obligation to help your brother, but giving him the money will impact your family budget and you might never be paid back.
That's a good one, so let's brainstorm the option. You could give your brother the money he needs, but that decision will increase the stress of managing your family budget. And if he doesn't pay you back the money again, you'll have the added stress of resenting your brother for not keeping his word. So giving a brother the money does not seem like a great option. I would say no to my brother and say I won't give him the money because he didn't pay me back the last time. That might cause the stress of an argument and making him mad at me. I could say no to my brother, but offer him to help problem solve his budget. This seems like an option that might work. Roadblock that might come up, or he might not follow the budget plan and ask for money again. But I can't give him money if it will negatively impact my family and cause me more stress.
Use the handout on page 7 and take the time to make an action plan for the thing causing you the most stress right now. Then follow the plan and evaluate your plan and see if your stress decreases. During the next week, remember to keep track of your weight, eating, and activity. Next week is the last session of the Native Lifestyle Balance Program, Ways to Stay Motivated. We will talk about ways to stay on track with your progress. We'll also do a cooking demonstration to celebrate your efforts. Here's the recipe we will use. If you'd like to cook along with us, buy the ingredients before the next session. Hagone!